Please note that this content is for adults only. Viewer discretion advised. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe, like, and share. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another live stream with me, Grizzly. This is Grizzly True Crime, and today we are going to look at a missing persons case, which is very similar, eerily similar to Gabby Petito's case. Let me just quickly fix with my naughty camera here. Hold on. There we go. That should be better. Okay. So, welcome to everyone. Welcome to all my moderators, patrons, members, OGs, and all the new Grizzlies as well. Everyone that will subscribe today. And also welcome to any family and friends of Katie Ferguson that might be watching. I would love to help make a flyer in this case and find out who we can call, you know. I don't see on any of the articles that I found or anything that I'm looking at, I just don't see a number to call. I saw one family member put their cell phone number out there, but I don't want to put that on blast, you know what I mean? So I'm going to tell you all about this case. We've got a presentation. Then we're going to look at a document, okay? Some document time as well. A criminal complaint, which is also very detailed. And then we'll take it from there, okay? Hello, everyone. Can you just mic check? Can you all hear me properly? I really hope so. I saw that 3% of the audience who were waiting for this live stream, they said you guys voted that you were following this case closely, okay? And more than 80% have not heard of this case. Happy Grizzlyversary, Kimberly. All right, so let me get my presentation for you. There it is. So buckle up, everyone. Let's have a look. This case actually is 2 months old, you know? And I actually saw something about it earlier. You know, maybe I think it was in November or so, but there wasn't too much to say at that point. But now with all the documents and all the details, I'm like, oh my word. Okay, great. I'm glad that you can all hear me. You could all see me. We're all here together. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. So yeah. So Heather says I saw a bit about it. I think I also saw a bit about it, but yeah, I really think we could maybe help to... So in the meantime, please like and share. Hashtag Katie Ferguson. We need to get that hashtag going. Okay, there is a little bit of traction with it on X and on Facebook, but it would really help if we as a group could put it out there. Hashtag Katie Ferguson, okay? You could see her name spelled on the screen there. It's also in my description box. So that we could start sharing this more, because the more people that know about it, the better. I think that they're going to need clues to help solve this one, of course, and to piece this together. The FBI is also on the case, all right? Okay, so thank you. Renee says, Grizzly True Crime will get the word out. Yes, so I'm inviting family and friends to email me at grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com if they want to talk to me or share information or correct anything that I've shared, or let me know if we can make a flyer or what we could do. The Grizzlies are very proactive, passionate. This is a very safe space for families of missing persons and victims of crime, and I hope that they will feel that here. Okay, so Katie Ferguson is 33 years old. She is a mother of 2 daughters, aged 4 and 1, and she was reported missing on November 2nd of 2023. She's from Cody, Wyoming. I actually think she was born in California from what I've researched, but she was living in Cody, Wyoming at the time. She was last seen in October of 2023, and they've kind of narrowed it down according to the criminal complaint that we're going to look at, which is for her boyfriend, by the way. That's what the criminal complaint is for, on unrelated charges, but we'll get to that. But it seems like she was last officially seen on October 5th of 2023. All right? So it's been quite a while, which is very sad. I cannot imagine what her family's going through. My word. So I'm really hoping that we can give this case a boost, that other YouTubers will see this and also cover this. Yeah, it's quite something. All right, so Amy Short says, hi, Grizzlies. After Lynn's case, I would like to become an official Grizzly. Oh, it's so... thank you so much for being here. This is Lynn's family member from... I'm sure you're going to be with us, right, Amy? for Jesse Kershevsky's sentencing on Thursday. Oh, yes. Okay. Mods, if you can help Amy Short out with that, that would be amazing. J.M. Dwala says, thanks for the amazing mods. And everybody, go buy them a coffee. Yes. Okay, are we ready? So October 5th, right? October, November. We're almost December 5th. There's 2 months. Shame. And now it's coming up to, Christmas and New Year's. It's a terrible time to lose a loved one. It's always terrible, but this is especially bad, winter and in the Northern Hemisphere. Of course, in the Southern Hemisphere, you guys are experiencing spring and summer soon, but shame. And now what about her kids, age 4 and 1, 2 little girls without their mom, and now their dad is in jail? Wow. So Doug Jen Schultz says, I live in Wyoming. My husband is a deputy. We've been following this case a lot. If anyone here knows the number that we can call, if anyone knows anything, please send it to me on email. Okay, you did it, Amy. Okay, so here we go. Shame. She's so beautiful. My word. Okay, so Katie Ann Ferguson was born on January 27th, 1990. I invite family members to correct that if it's wrong. I got that from her social media. She was saying that she had a great birthday. About 2 years ago, she posted about her birthday on January 27th. And I know she's 33 years old, so that's where I got the date from. So she's from Duarte, California, and was living in Cody, Wyoming. She has 4 siblings. Her and her sister, Nicole, temporarily lived apart when they grew up. Nicole was living with her dad and Katie with her mom. So I'm assuming that she's got 4 siblings, and a mom and dad, and they got divorced because there is a stepmom that I've heard of as well. She actually does an interview. So a big family, and they're all very, very worried. Yeah, Pippi Longstocking, that is what I assume. The Cody Police Department. It's from, Cody, Wyoming, and then she was last seen in Little Rock, Arkansas. So it's kind of nationwide. It's a very long travel. And the FBI is involved as well. Where's their flyer? Okay, so these are some pictures of her as well. Now, she's got 2 daughters with her boyfriend, Adam Aviles Jr. He's 26 years old. So one is 4, the other just turned 1 on November 27th of 2023. That really got her family concerned because she would never, ever miss her daughter's first birthday. That's her youngest daughter. The other one's 4, right? She would post about it. She was so excited about it. She posted like little outfits to say like 1 on there. So when her family saw, whoa, she hasn't posted anything about it, they couldn't get hold of her, that really got them very, very concerned. So that's a picture of her with her boyfriend. It says here in a relationship with Adam Aviles, and that was posted on October 16th of 2018. But I did see that her mom said that her and Adam have been in a on-again, off-again relationship for 8 years. So that would be from around 2015. Okay, we're going to get to that. So Katie's social media reflects her working at H&B Wild Horse Cafe as a waitress. Adam works at Concrete and Up as a site foreman or general construction worker in Cody, Wyoming. So he went to Cody High School, and her sister Nicola says she's known Adam since he was a teen and said he always seemed like a good guy and she didn't think that he would hurt anyone. So I'm not too sure where Katie exactly met Adam, but it seems like he's always been in Cody, Wyoming, and he went to the Cody High School, and her sister has known him since he was a teen. So both Katie and Adam have struggled with addiction, and Adam is not allowed to own any firearms. He was arrested for possession of, you know how YouTube doesn't like us to say these words, I'm just going to say it, of heroin in 2017. So yeah, he's not allowed to own firearms. In 2021, Katie and Adam went on a family trip, and her family said that they were happy to see the pair were on a good, positive, clean path. You know, on the road to recovery, looking happy. So that was then in 2021. So her and Adam have had an on-again, off-again relationship, with her sister describing it as turning into an ugly, verbally abusive one before Katie broke up with him in May of 2023. Lissa says not a good sign when it's off and on relationship. Yeah, unfortunately, this has all the signs, of what we learn about coercive control and domestic violence. And I'll tell you why I'm going there now. You'll see it now. So this is another picture of them. I've just put like a light on, the baby's face. I don't want to put their children here on social media. Okay. And so, Spitfire. Yeah, you see that red flag when you see that he works in construction, right? In these missing persons cases, that always sounds like scary if they're the last person to see them alive. You know what I mean? Okay, so her sister Nicole said that something shifted in him before they broke up in May of 2023. And she said, I don't know if it was the stress of having a baby with her or the stress of life or what it was, but he was different. He was very controlling. Like she wasn't allowed to go and do anything or go anywhere. So when I did a course with Laura Richards, whose channel and podcast is called Crime Analyst, that I told you guys about on Saturday as well, Laura's done a deep dive on Gabby Petito's case, which I would highly recommend. I see it's 20 parts. Yesterday I wasn't sure if it's 20 or 30, but I'm re-listening to it because it's so good. So what I learned in that course is you see that behavior right there. Her sister said, I don't know if it was the stress of having a baby with her or the stress of life. Sometimes with someone who is potentially a coercive controller and perhaps an aggressor, when now a baby gets all the attention, they clamp down even more. They get even more controlling, even more intense. You know what I mean? Because now they've got to divide the attention in their mind is now divided between them. They want to be number one, like all attention on me at all times, rather than on the children. So I just when I read that, I'm like, oh boy, like from around the beginning of this year to May, something shifted in him. He could have also, perhaps, I'm just speculating, relapsed. It is speculated by her own mom that she relapsed. So both of them have struggled with addiction before, right? So I don't know if that's why he took a turn. I'm not too sure, but it sounds scary nonetheless, and we're going to get to more details as we go. So Katie actually shared on her social media, I just want to quickly see, Scott Ellison says, Adam has been in and out of jail over the last few years. Yes, I believe so. That's true as well. So the on again, off again could also be him in and out of jail. And of course, it sounds pretty toxic, right? And pretty codependent, which you can actually see in many relationships that would have this element of coercive control in it. If you don't know anything about it, I would highly recommend either listening to Laura's podcast or reading up about it. Okay, it's very eye-opening to educate oneself on coercive control. Okay, so Katie Ferguson created a fundraiser. This was July 27th of 2018, and she said, just found this out, and I hate to do this more than anything, but I'm going to swallow my pride and say it because I need help and prayers. I can't work right now. I just had open heart surgery a month and 2 weeks ago, and I don't like to ask people for help, but a lot of you know my ex is crazy and beat me and my mom up and took us for everything we had, even our food. See, I would speculate that he's that ex because they've been on and off again for 8 years, but I don't know it. I could only speculate that. I'm not too sure. It's just when you now hear the next, as we go along, you hear the whole story, it's very plausible that could be him. Okay? But the point is, she had open heart surgery. I saw her mom post about it. That is very hectic as well, right? She's a very strong lady. So she said, long story short, I need to get the electricity put in my name or my mom's name, and it costs $200 to $300 to transfer over, or otherwise my power will get shut off soon, and I need my expensive meds for my heart in order to keep my heart pumping correctly. And I'm not asking for a handout. I'm just asking for a little help until I get back on my feet and I can start working again once they release me or until I get my disability. Please, no rude comments. It's been a terrible past 2 months. So I just wanted to show you that because there's the red flag of the very controlling behavior, and then there's this on again, off again, and then this, she's saying that her and her mom were beaten up by her ex. That all sounds very concerning. Thank you so much all for being here. I really, really appreciate it. You guys are always so sweet. Okay, so Katie broke up with Adam in May of 2023 because he became abusive. They say verbally abusive. I'm not sure about anything else, but based on what we're hearing, it could be anything, right? Now, her mother, Mona, said that they had been in an on-again, off-again relationship for 8 years, and she described it as tumultuous, which one could also describe as toxic, right? Shame. Okay, so Katie, her 2 children, and her mother lived in a shelter for a few months before they moved to Alabama to be with Mona's sister, which then would be Katie's aunt, so that they could have a fresh start. Now, you see, when I read that, I'm like, oh, so it's as if Katie broke up with him, and then for a little bit, her and her mom lived in a shelter, then made their way to Alabama to stay with family. That kind of ties in for me to the previous post we just saw. That gives me some red flags there, right? And at the moment, if you're just watching this case now and you think, oh man, she's flying the red flags too soon, just wait for the criminal complaint. There's a lot of red flags that are very valid here, and it's unfortunately, it's sounding very sinister. It reminds me a lot of Madeline Kingsbury's case as well. Do you remember that one with Adam Fravel? Oh, it reminds me so much of that one. Welcome, Caroline, and all the new members. If I miss anyone, I'm sorry. I'm just focused over here, okay? All right, so her and her mom lived in a shelter and then made their way to Alabama to get away from him. Katie wanted to get away from him. So during that time, Katie actually sent her stepmom messages. And she said in those messages, here's a screenshot that Fox News had. And they said, Katie Ferguson said, that shows where I'm at right now. The first one, I'm in some little town and I'm driving to Kansas City tonight. That was just me. I would drive it as far as I can straight through, but I can't with a 5-month-year-old and a 4-year-old. And I've been stopping so much because of them. It's taking longer than I planned and expected. I don't want to be stranded on the side of the road with 2 kids. I know you're probably thinking, well, you should have thought about it and planned about it. But, and here we go with the red flag, Adam kept following us. I kept seeing him everywhere. I couldn't stay in Cody, Wyoming. I went to a safe house in Billings, and it was a joke. I'm begging you, will you please help? I'm not asking for a lot, I just need help. So what does that tell us? When Katie broke up with Adam, for a time there, he was following her everywhere. It's what we see. It's unfortunately a pattern. It's that, as I say, coercive control. It's now turning into like stalking and harassment, and like he just needs that control, right? Is what we're hearing. I'm speculating, but that's what we're hearing. So she just decided, you know what, no, we're going to go. So her and her mom went to Alabama, and she was texting her stepmom. That's what I'm understanding from this, okay? Okay, Scott Ellison says, Scott Ellison, thank you for all the info. You said Adam is an absolute stalker, and for the small town of Cody, he had a lot of pull because he was dealing. Oh, man. Oh, no. So, Katie stayed with her mom for a few months, but then decided that she wanted to move back to Wyoming to be with Cody. In the criminal complaint, her mom actually says that she relapsed, which is very, very sad. So she apparently had some disagreement with her mom and thought, you know what, I want to go back to Cody. That we so often see in these cases. Because a coercive controller, an abuser, all of those things we're saying, they wear down your self-worth so much and they make you so dependent on them that maybe for a time it feels like, okay, you could live without them, right? But then in so many of these cases, you see them running back. So what can we learn from that case? Or from this case and many others? Don't go back under any circumstances. You know, it's very, very scary. It only gets worse. It doesn't get better. I say that because obviously I want as many people to stay safe, okay? So I just want to zoom in here so you could see this. So she called Adam and asked him to come and get them. Her family was shocked when they saw him in Alabama. Katie stayed with him in motels for a while, and her family speculates that she likely thought that she was doing the right thing by having her daughter's dad in their life. Adam, Katie, and the 2 kids planned to head back to Cody, Wyoming, and left in his, well, it's actually his dad's 1999 Dodge Durango. Now, I'm going to get to those next bullet points, but I just want to read you this message first. Katie said, hey, is there any way to her stepmother, is there any way you think you could, well, it says, is there any way you think he could book us a cheap hotel room? I think like the Motel 6, or I can do it either way. Works, please. We are just stuck here a few days until we can have Adam's stepmom and his dad send us the money to get back to Cody. They just don't have it right this minute, and I'm doing everything I can to make sure these girls are okay and we're okay. It's just hard right now, but I know we made a good decision by going back to Cody with them. And yes, that is true, but I do love him, and I do want to be with him, and I just want to be a happy family. And he has grown up. I'm sorry I forgot about your surgery and stuff. I hope you're healing well. Does it feel better? Wasn't it a nerve block? They did something. Okay, so, and she said, love you guys very much. So she said, we just want to be a happy family. I want to be with him. We made the right decision. Oh, man. Now, on court documents, which we're going to go through, say that they were seen on body cam on October 5th of 2023 with the 2 kids. Now, I find that very interesting because it sounds to me from the criminal complaint that Adam got stopped multiple times. Which, see, that reminds me of the of Gabby Petito's case, where that Moab police stop and things like that. I don't know why they got stopped, but they got stopped on October 5th. And there's body cam with her and him in the car and the 2 kids. Then he gets stopped again on October 9th, and guess what? He's alone in the vehicle. And Katie is nowhere to be seen. But then there's bullet holes in the passenger side door. No Katie. At that point, the police didn't know. This is obviously now, they look back since she was reported missing, and they traced any time that his vehicle was stopped or he was stopped, and that's how they found all of this. Which, again, that's kind of like when Gabby Petito was reported missing officially on September 11th, then we were able to see the body cam footage from August 12th. Do you remember that? So I'm doing my best to request the body cam footage. I just first have to find the right department. As a foreigner, it's sometimes a little bit hard, okay? I requested them today, but from the wrong people. I'm like, I'm very, very sorry. I'll try somewhere else. So I would love to see some of this body cam, so that we could study it together. All right. Oh, so Miss Holmes says maybe that was Adam doing the texting. Interesting. Okay. Kamogela. Kamogelo. Selani. Hello to you. Thank you for being here. Proudly South African, I see as well. Yes. If you guys didn't know, I am South African, living in the Netherlands with a Swiss Mr. Grizzly, Raphael. Okay, now, focus. Okay, here we go. Adam says they stopped in Little Rock, Arkansas. And he says where Katie did a drug run and he hasn't seen her since. I mean, don't make me snarky, bro. He says, oh, she did a little drug run and he hasn't seen her since. Like, hello, you didn't report her missing though, did you? No, he didn't. Oh my word, wait till you hear all these details now. This is now escalating, okay? He told the police that she's not missing. She just doesn't want any contact with her mother. What? Like this guy. Okay. When the Texas State Patrol pulled him over on October 9th, they noticed a projectile hole in the passenger side door. He was stopped again in Colorado and was observed to be the only person in the vehicle, of course, with the 2 kids. Okay? The only adult. He returned home to Cody, Wyoming, to his family's house, like Brian Laundrie going to his mama's house, you know what I mean? He returned home to Cody, Wyoming, to his family's house, where he stayed with his 2 daughters. And there was no sign of Katie. And at that point, her own family didn't know she was missing. They didn't know. All the alarms went off on November 27th, when it was her daughter's first birthday. Before that, they just thought, okay, well, now she's with Adam again. They're making their way back home. I'm sure they kept in contact a bit, but then, maybe sometimes when she was with them, they didn't talk all the time. So As I say, Katie's daughter's first birthday was on November 27th. Her family panicked when they didn't see her post anything about it, didn't hear from her, and they couldn't get hold of her. Okay, yeah. Stefan says, back to mama, baby boy. Yeah, baby boy. And reminder, he's 26, okay? That's a picture of the house that he ran home to, his family's house. And he took his dad's car, which he wasn't allowed to do. So some of his charges also include unauthorized use of a vehicle. Now, Nicole, who's Katie's sister, actually saw Adam on Halloween because she's in Cody, Wyoming. She saw him on Halloween, but she says she didn't speak to him. Katie was reported missing on November 2nd of 2023. On November 4th, Adam's father's 1999 Dodge Durango was found in the Oregon Basin area near Cody. The passenger seat was missing. He ditched his dad's car. Just before that, he was changing the oil. I'm going to tell you more about when we look at it in the criminal complaint, right? But he took his dad's car, drove from Cody, Wyoming, all the way to Alabama, fetched Katie and the two kids, made his way back. She hasn't been seen since October 5th, apparently, according to the criminal complaint. And so if you live in Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas, and there's another area, wait, what is it called? We'll get to it. Yeah, if you saw anything, if you know anything, please contact the Cody Police Department or the FBI or call 911 or do something, right? Because that is where it seemed like something went horribly wrong. So anyway, on November 4th, the vehicle was abandoned in the Oregon Basin area near Cody. The passenger seat was missing. The FBI was involved in the investigation and got a search warrant for the vehicle. So they got involved real quick. If she was reported missing on November 2nd, by November 4th or 5th, there's the FBI, okay? So they're involved. They got a search warrant for the vehicle, and they found a large amount of dried blood and 3 projectiles from a .45 caliber gun. 2 were stuck in the door. They also said that when they opened the car, because all the windows had been closed up with like trash bags, black trash bags. So they broke into one of the windows because they thought, what if there's someone in there, that needs medical attention, or like, what is going on here? They broke the window and they said they could smell putrefied blood. Now, what's really sad is that Katie's family found out about that on social media. Oh man, that is so sad. When the media finds out before the family. I really wish that the family would be notified of things like that, right? So they don't have to find out on social media. That's really devastating. Okay, I just see you all chatting away there. Sorry if I'm missing any messages there. I will read it all again when I'm doing the timestamps and stuff. I like to see what you guys said during the stream if I miss it. Okay. So Adam, sorry. A large portion of the truck's trim was removed and stuffed in trash bags in the back seat. Now, when we go over the criminal complaint, do you know what happens next? Okay, so the police go to his house, okay, his dad's house, and he's like changing the oil in the car, working on the car as they're there, and they're like, hey, we just need to talk to you, okay, buddy? So they talk to him. The next day, he abandons the car. On November 5th, the police go back to this car, okay, because they've got the search warrants and everything. And guess what? He rocks up there with a gas canister. And he's like, oh, sorry, yeah, the car ran out of gas. I was just coming to fill it up. I don't think so. I think he was going to set that car on fire. Yeah. We'll read through that in the criminal complaint, okay? So Max Bang says, okay, if the FBI is now included, what's being done? Clearly a lot behind the scenes, right? They're investigating, and he's in jail on unrelated charges. So they're still trying to find Katie Ferguson or her body. It's not sounding good. Her family did say they don't think she's alive anymore based on everything that they've read and heard as we reading and hearing now. And if she isn't, they got to find where she is. They must have that closure, you know? Sure. Okay, so Adam told Katie's stepmother that she left him and the kids. So he's telling the police, nah, she went on a little drug run, haven't seen her since. Okay, and you didn't report her missing, number one. And then, secondly, he's saying to Katie's stepmother that, yeah, she left me and the kids. Where? How? Like, what do you mean? Wow, okay, so victim blaming again. We see this a lot in these cases too, right? Katie's disappearance is being investigated by the ATF Special Response Team. When I hear that, I think of that Cavalcante case because they were involved there too, right? The FBI, the Wyoming Division of Criminal Investigation, and the Cody Police Department. So I'm guessing you could call any of those agencies if you know anything. Ooh, Algoma one says also, what did the kids witness? That is very sad because the 4-year-old told law enforcement that her dad hurt her mom. Accidentally hurt her mom. So I don't know if that's, I don't know if they saw anything. The kids, one is 4 and one is 1 year old, right? 2 little girls. But the 4-year-old says, yeah, he accidentally hurt mommy, which is very sad. Okay, so Discerning Light said, I just saw your message fly by there. You said, totally agree that he intended to set the car on fire. They should check the gas tank to prove he was lying. I'm sure they're doing all of that. I'm sure all of these red flags are adding up, right? Scott Allison says, yes, he's in jail on unrelated charges. If you go to Park County, Wyoming crime graphics, he's right there. Okay, I've got some pictures of his mugshot and everything here that we're going to look at in a moment. So on the right-hand side is obviously a picture of him with Katie. And at the bottom is a picture of law enforcement searching his car. His dad's car. I still must say it. He took his dad's car. So here is mugshot time. He hasn't been arrested on charges related to Katie's disappearance. Okay, he's been arrested on unrelated charges while they investigate. So he's been arrested, this was on November 8th of 2023, and charged with unauthorized use of a vehicle, because it was his dad's car, possession of a controlled substance, and being a felon in possession of ammunition. The investigation into Katie's disappearance continues. He'll be in court on January 22nd, 2024, for a trial on these charges, which I read could be a 2 to 5 day trial. Yes, that's it. Sean B says, is it just me? Or does this sound eerily similar to Gabby Petito? It does. It does indeed. It sounds eerily similar to Gabby Petito's case, which we were just discussing the other day. Yeah, True Crime Junkie, the OG says, I don't understand why there's no missing poster. I don't know either. I want to make one, So if the family's watching, can I make one? I might just go ahead and just put all the information on a flyer just to at least put on X and maybe on Facebook or something. Like, shame, I don't see any official missing person flyer for her. Max Banks says, the time between missing report and other subsequent calls from mom are sus, in my opinion. Okay, so you could see here he's 26, male, white, 5'10", 175 pounds. Okay, so, and sure, it's looking a sight here. What do you know, bro? What happened? Do tell, do tell. So, I don't know if he's actually saying anything. Now, there we go. Katie was last seen in Truman, Arkansas. So they went to Little Rock, Arkansas, but apparently she was seen last in Truman, Arkansas. Her family wants her to be remembered for her kindness, her humor, her quirkiness, and goofiness. Nicole, her sister, said that family is now waiting to hear back from investigators on the DNA results from the blood found in the vehicle. I just really hope that he, Adam, will talk and just really say what happened, Nicole said. I love her and I don't want to be negative, but I don't think she's coming home. But at least I want her to be found. The family has set up accounts at Bighorn Federal Bank and U.S. Bank under the Katie Ferguson Memorial Fund to go towards any searches or memorials in the near future. I would also love to see like links for that or, how people can help. I did see one family member set up a GoFundMe, but then there was like a little bit of drama around that. Like other family members weren't happy about that and that link no longer works. So that's what we know for now. I'm just sharing as much information as possible. So her sister said she was a really kind person. She had a really kind heart, just like her kids. They have really kind souls, said Katie's older sister. We've always just had this bond. And she said, I still have a little bit of hope, but with all the evidence I've heard, if Katie's still alive, I just want you to know that we love her and miss her and we're here for her. Amanda Ferguson said, that's her other sister. But if she isn't, I want to know where she's at so I can properly say goodbye to her. Our whole family would love that. So, United States of America plaintiff versus Adam Shane Aviles Jr. So they say between on or about November 2nd and on or about November 4th, in the District of Wyoming, the defendant Adam Shane Aviles Jr., knowing he had previously been convicted of a crime punishable by imprisonment for a term exceeding 1 year, knowingly possessed ammunition, namely that's like an Italian gun, a Fiocchi. See, now I can do the Italian accent. Fiocchi, okay. 45 caliber bullet, and the ammunition was in and affecting commerce. I think later they talk about it being Italian. Sworn statement in support of criminal complaint, Special Agent Luke Williamson, U.S. versus Adam Shane Aviles Jr. And so this is Luke Williamson, employed as a special agent of the FBI since July 2020. And so these are all the credentials as we see it. If you want to pause and read, you can. I'm going to go forward. Of course, we read so many of these documents, we know how it goes, right? Okay, so they say here, on November 2nd of 2023, MH contacted the Cody Police Department to report her daughter, KF, as missing. So MH is her mom, okay? See, someone says starting from the beginning. And Jeanette, you don't have to start from the beginning. Just stay here with us, okay? Okay. So, November 2nd, Katie's mom contacted the Cody Police Department to report her daughter, Katie, as missing. On the same day at approximately, that's 2:33 p.m., right? CPD Sergeant Van Auken contacted KF's boyfriend, Adam Aviles Jr., in Cody, Wyoming. Aviles Jr. was seen on body-worn camera footage working on his 1999 Dodge Durango bearing Wyoming registration 1137898. Park County Sheriff's Office investigator Clayton Creel learned from Sergeant, I hope I'm saying that name right. This is a difficult one to say. Maybe I should say Vanaken. Okay, sorry. I want to get it right. So Park County Sheriff's Office investigator Clayton Creel learned from Sergeant Vanaken's incident notes that MH, that's her mom, stated that Katie had been clean for a while but relapsed on an unknown drug. Katie lived in Alabama and called Adam Aviles Jr. for help. Aviles Jr. came to Alabama but departed several weeks later with Katie and their 2 children to return to Wyoming. Okay, I know that they're saying the initials here. I'm saying Katie because we know it's Katie, and I just wanted to make sense to everyone, okay? So, Van Auken. Thank you, Barbara. Van Auken. So the several weeks that they were actually staying there in Alabama, Katie's mom said that they were staying, her and Adam and the kids were staying in motels. So that everything adds up, right? As they were traveling, they stopped in the Little Rock, Arkansas area where, and now this is according to Adam, the way KF did a drug run and has not been seen or heard from since. Sergeant Van Auken contacted Aviles Jr. at his residence. So he says they went to Little Rock, Arkansas, and she did a drug run and has not been seen or heard from since. Wow. Okay. So then, Sergeant Van Auken contacted Aviles Jr. at his residence. Aviles Jr. said that Katie wasn't missing. She just doesn't want contact with her mother. Oh, goodness. On November 4th, 2023, at approximately 3:41 p.m., 15:41 hours, SG contacted the Park County Sheriff's Communications Division dispatch to report an abandoned vehicle parked in the vicinity of Oregon Basin in rural Park County, Wyoming. PCSO Deputy Tui, Deputy Caudle, Sergeant Lawler, and Sheriff Stewart traveled to this scene for investigation. The investigation of the vehicle revealed that the vehicle was a black 1999 Dodge Durango bearing the Wyoming registration 1137898, which appeared to be the same vehicle as seen by Sergeant Van Auken days prior. So if you're visualizing with me, Sergeant Van Auken goes to talk to Adam, and then the next minute they find that vehicle abandoned. That's a red flag. Okay, so the investigation of the vehicle revealed, so it was his dad's Dodge, right? So shame, he just chucked his dad's car just like that too. Anyway, PCSO dispatch queried the registration in a law enforcement database, which showed the vehicle registered to Adam Aviles Jr. The vehicle had trash bags blocking the view through the windows. Again, I say, because that's not a red flag. Due to Katie being listed as a missing person and her connection to Adam Aviles Jr., along with the suspicious condition and location of the vehicle, deputies broke a window to make sure that no one was in the vehicle who may need medical attention. Sheriff Stewart told investigator Creel that he could smell the odor of putrefied blood emitting from the vehicle. Again, I say that is so sad that family had to find that out first on social media. Blue Bear Art says, yes, following G, thanks for making things clear. I hope it's clear. Thank you so much. So, okay. The front passenger seat was missing, and there were multiple Clorox wipes inside the vehicle. A Glock pistol magazine, loaded to capacity with live ammunition, was located near the vehicle's center console. Sheriff Stewart viewed a trash bag inside of the vehicle with what appeared to be a tan piece of interior body molding protruding from the bag. The tan piece appeared to have a dried streak of blood on it. There was also what appeared to be a projectile hole in the front passenger door. The suspected projectile hole had duct tape over the entrance and exit in an attempt to conceal it, but the protruding metal was still visible. The vehicle was secured and towed back to the law enforcement center. On or about November 4th, 2023, while PCSO deputies were investigating the Dodge Durango, a man, later identified as Adam Aviles Jr., approached the scene with a gas canister. On November 4th, while all the deputies are there, looking at things, swabbing things, investigating what the hell is going on with this car, Adam arrives with a gas canister. He indicated that the Dodge Durango was his vehicle and he was there to fill the gas tank, as the vehicle had run out of gas and was inoperable. Right. So you see why I'm saying this is like red flag central. Oh, man. On November 5th of 2023, investigator Creel asked Dispatch to do an offline National Crime Information Center search to see if Adam Aviles Jr. was run through the NCIC during his travels back from Alabama. Investigator Creel contacted DCI Special Agent Shane Reese with questions about preservation letters and cell phone data. Special Agent Reese agreed to come to the LEC to help him. Special Agent Reese and Investigator Creel reviewed the offline NCIC search and were able to construct a probable timeline. On October 5th of 2023, Adam Aviles Jr. and or his vehicle were queried in NCIC by the Truman Police Department in Truman, Arkansas. Katie was present in the passenger seat and Aviles Jr. was operating the vehicle. There were no projectile holes in the passenger side door on body cam video captured on October 5th, 2023. I wonder if we'll ever get to see that body cam. That was the last day she was known to be seen alive. Algoma one says he covered the window so no passers-by would see the gun and bags while he got the gasoline. Yep, sounds like it. Okay, so on October 5th, there is actually body cam of them and the kids in the car. On October 9th, 2023, Adam Aviles Jr. and or his vehicle was run in NCIC by the Texas State Patrol. Agents reviewed this body-worn camera footage and observed a projectile hole in the passenger door concealed with tape. Katie was not in the vehicle, and a large quantity of clothing was covering the passenger seat. On October 11th, 2023, Adam Aviles Jr. and or his vehicle was again queried by NCIC by the Colorado State Patrol when contacted on the road. Why is this guy getting queried so much? Does he drive funny? Does he drive too close to people, like we saw when Koberger got pulled over a few times? Did they tag the vehicle for possible dealing or what? Like, what is going on there? Tipnock says his brain doesn't work very well. Hippie at Heart says, wow, he was going to torch it. Imagine that, like arriving there with a gas canister and then you see a whole bunch of police officers around the car like, oh, hey, I was just coming to fill it up. I ran out of gas. And they're like, uh-huh. Wow. So then they say, this was now on October 11th. He was queried by the Colorado State Patrol when contacted on the road. KF again was not present in the vehicle and Aviles Jr. was the sole adult occupant of the vehicle. At all times in the observed body-worn camera footage, Aviles Jr. was operating the vehicle during the 3 contacts with law enforcement. This assertion is based on the reviewed body-worn camera footage and statements from the respective law enforcement officers. Investigator Creel learned the search conducted by a search and rescue after the Dodge Durango was found on November 4th of 2023 included 2 working dogs, K9, trained in the cadaver body recovery. 1 K9 alerted near a tire track where the vehicle was sitting when it was found. The other K9 alerted by the front passenger door of Adam Aviles Jr.'s vehicle, which was in the garage of the LEC at the time of the dog's evaluation. On November 6th of 2023, Investigator Creel conducted a search of Adam Aviles Jr.'s vehicle, the 1999 Dodge Durango, at the Cody LEC, pursuant to a search warrant. Inside the vehicle, Investigator Creel found a large quantity of what appeared to be dried blood. This was later confirmed as blood by the Wyoming State Crime Lab. They haven't said whose blood, just so you know. They say they're still investigating, right? So, yes, Discerning Light says caught red-handed, or should I say caught gas-handed. So then, okay, sorry, I'm looking at my highlight now. This was later confirmed as blood. Investigator Creel also recovered 3 fired projectiles consistent with a .45 caliber round. 1 was inside the passenger side B pillar of the vehicle, and 2 were inside the front passenger door. Investigator Creel observed the front passenger seat was also missing. During the search of the vehicle, Investigator Creel noticed a large portion of the vehicle trim had been removed and was in trash bags in the back of the vehicle. Investigator Creel observed cleaning supplies and various tools. Wonder where he bought that, huh? Is it Home Depot or Walmart? These people, my word. So Kelly says, what do they mean by queried, pulled over? It sounds to me like pulled over. Does anyone know? It sounds to me like they were pulled over because there's body cam and they were, maybe it's a normal traffic stop or something. I don't know, but there is body cam. Yes. And so they say, cleaning supplies and various tools. Investigator Creel observed clothing and various other items with what Investigator Creel believed to be bloodstains. Investigator Creel found a loaded magazine but did not find a firearm associated with this magazine. The recovered Glock magazine was loaded with rounds similar to the recovered projectiles. The rounds within the magazine were .45 caliber and numbered approximately 12 to 13 rounds of ammunition within the magazine. The Glock magazine was consistent with magazines matching to a Glock 21 pistol, which is a .45 caliber handgun. The magazine also had a quantity of what appeared to be blood within the perforations on the rear of the magazine. Adam Aviles Jr. is a convicted felon who has a firearm disqualification. This was verified through Park County records and a NCIC criminal history inquiry. Aviles Jr. was convicted of felony heroin possession in 2017 in Park County, Wyoming. This crime is punishable by imprisonment for a term exceeding 1 year. On November 8th, remember that Katie was reported missing on November 2nd. On November 8th of 2023, the Wyoming Department of Criminal Investigations Crime Lab confirmed the presence of human blood on some of the items recovered from Adam Aviles Jr.'s vehicle during the execution of the search warrant. On November 8th of 2023, A.A. Sr., the father of Aviles Jr., advised Sheriff Stewart that he had observed his son in the recent past with a handgun. So proud of him for speaking out then. And saying, yep, I saw him with a gun. Again, the description was a large caliber handgun consistent with a Glock 21. Park County Sheriff's Office also conducted a search warrant at the residence of A.A. Sr., where Aviles Jr. is known to reside, on November 8th of 2023, where they located packaging for holster that was designed for a large caliber pistol. On November 8th of 2023, a forensic interview was conducted by the FBI in Billings, MT, on a minor child 1, a 4-year-old female, who was in the vehicle with Adam Aviles Jr. and Katie on their way back from Alabama to Wyoming. Minor child 1 made a statement about her father accidentally hurting her mother. Ooh, that makes me so sad. I hope they didn't see anything bad. That sounds scary. A 4-year-old saying, yep, her father accidentally hurt her mother. It's uncertain as to the time frame that minor child 1 may have been referring to. On November 9th of 2023, ATF Special Agent Matt Wright reviewed pictures of a bullet taken from the magazine found in the 1999 Dodge Durango. He conducted a nexus analysis and determined that the bullet was made by Fiocchi in Italy. You'll be like, why do you do that, G? I just do the accent sometimes. Fiocchi in Italy. Okay, therefore, the bullet was not made in Wyoming and had to cross state lines in order to be found in Wyoming. Now, here's his penalty summary. Adam Shane Aviles Jr., date November 9th, 2023. Felon in possession of ammunition. Here they say 0 to 15 years imprisonment, up to a $250,000 fine, 3 years unsupervised release, $100 special assignment. The agent is Luke Williamson, FBI. Estimated time of trial is 1 to 5 days, and that's set to start on January 22nd of 2024. So 0 to 15 years imprisonment. We'll see. That can definitely buy investigators some time if he's convicted for those charges, which included also unauthorized use of a vehicle, and the felony possession of ammunition. What is the other one? Yeah, those that we looked at before, which was on here. Just want to quickly see this. So it was 1 count of unauthorized use of a vehicle. There we go. Possession of a controlled substance, and this possession of a firearm. That's his mugshot if you missed it earlier. Adam Aviles. Blueberry says, I did my homework. Good job, good job. Grizzly members got homework the other day. Sure. So isn't this case just so scary? I don't even know what to say. Honestly, it just sounds very scary, and I'm glad that the FBI is involved as well. And I'm sure they're searching throughout that area. Little Rock, Arkansas sounds like a red flag in this case. Not the area, I just mean in this case, because he's like, oh yeah, we went there and she did a little drug run, but then she never came back. Like, what happened in Little Rock, Arkansas? But yet she was seen last in that other area. Where is it? This one? Truman, Arkansas, on October 5th. So, that is what I have for you today. I hope that you will please like and share the video. Let's get this going for the family. Let's help the family out. There's been a little bit of drama here and there along the way. Sometimes when there's a missing persons case or a true crime case, families run into some people on social media that then they're not happy with. Okay, so let's make sure that we, the Grizzlies, represent this case as best we can. Please like, share, #Katie Ferguson. Let's hope that they can see this coverage and know it's a safe space to talk to us over here. All of us, if they just look as well at other missing persons cases we've covered many of them. Hopefully they can see that they're okay. They will be okay here with us. We are very determined, proactive, and we want to help. I hope that we can help them. I hope that they will have answers soon, and I hope that they learn answers directly from the FBI or law enforcement before social media. I can't imagine it. And a few families have gone through that, Wow. Okay. So, thank you so much all for being here. As I say, please check the description box because I'm going to link everything, all the sources and everything, the Fox News article with that video clip and everything. There's a couple of little interviews. They're very short. There's 30 seconds or a minute here and there. If you just type in Katie Ferguson into YouTube, you'll find I found like 1 or 2 clips of Katie's family speaking to the media. So yes, let's hope it can help. And if I have the consent to make a flyer or something like that, I will absolutely help them do that. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate your time here. You Grizzlies always make me proud. And thank you, mods and everyone. I will see you in the next one. Stay safe.